Hello there everybody, welcome back to another roadmap video. This is for Train Sim Mod 6, October 2025. So you can see the overview screen here, a couple of new bits on there, one by Rivet Games being the Class 171 and 377/free pack, and then the Class 90, and that's going to be the biggie by Alan Thomson Simulator. So yeah, let's head down and see what treats we have in store. So the Train Sim Mod roadmap. So welcome to the first Train Sim Mod 6 roadmap following release. Firstly, an important message. Thank you to everyone in our community who have been playing Train Sim Mod 6 since early access and launch phases, sharing key feedback and talking directly with our teams whilst we get set up across our game platforms. And you've got some nice photos there people have taken. Cool, right, let's actually scroll down to where the exciting stuff happens. Yeah, you got the free starter pack until November the 11th, so you've got about a month if you want to claim the very base game of Train Sim Mod 6 for free. As you can see, it just gives you a training centre and a couple other bits and pieces. So yeah, if you haven't got that, go and get it before the 11th of November. Cool, right, let's come down. So content up ahead, let's dive into the new add-ons coming. First starting with new releases from our own development teams and then moving into add-ons from our partners. So the Frankenbahn, Stuttgart to Heilbronn. So let's start off with a new route for our fans of German content. Of course, this is our announced adventure to southwest Germany with 50 kilometers of freight yards and fields, and of course an extremely busy timetable. Last month we shared the above route map alongside some work in progress models, and today we've got updated models for the new BR140. Yeah, look at that. It's got a funny, very smooth look to it, doesn't it? So sort of very rounded, well-rounded, very well-rounded and smooth. That's my thoughts of the 140. Sort of an older style German loco. There's the cab there on the inside. Then you've got the Steuerwagen as well, which I assume is the cab car. So that'll be nice to have. There's the cab for that as well. We're also checking in with our timetable expert Joe for a look at the ongoing development. So it's early progress on the layers, but an exciting one I wanted to share is so far a full-length IR service up to Heilbronn and beyond to Erfurt, returning to Stuttgart later in the day. The train is unique, being pulled by a diesel loco and having just 4 coaches. And obviously there'll be more as time goes on. So still sort of early on in development, this route. But that's cool. Then you've got the Northeast Corridor, New York to Stamford. This is going to be a biggie, coming from New York, Penn and Grand Central to Stamford, with the Metro North M8. Yeah, I think that's it for now. Just sort of another overview of what that's going to look like. So you can see you've got Grand Central there, New York Penn there, and they sort of come out and make their way up together, which is pretty cool. Lovely to see. Train Sim Mod partner programs. This is where we get onto the third-party developers and see what they're going to be making for the game. So we got Birmingham to Crew from All Aboard Studios. We did have the separate article for that yesterday. Let's see. Yeah, we saw that. So this is from All Aboard Studios. So we are edging closer to the release of our first Train Sim Mod route, the West Coast Mainline Birmingham to Crew, or Brum to Crew. And following the successful addition of several new trains to Train Sim Mod in recent months, we have been able to significantly expand the traffic operating across the route. When you load into the West Coast Mainline Birmingham to Crewe, you will find a total of 522 drivable services and more than 2,094 total services in the full timetable, with all layers selected. It should stand as one of the most active and varied modern passenger timetables available in the game today. Now, it all sounds very lovely, but on console, will you get the blurring issue? There's a turbo style with a Voyager, and was that 350 tucked behind there. And you've got the new style sort of CIS screens as well. From the start, our goal was to recreate the real intensity of the West Coast Main Line. It is one of the busiest railway corridors in the UK, shared by high-speed regional, local and freight services all operating together on fast and slow lines. To capture that in Train Sim World, we had to go beyond building a static route and deliver something living, something that moves, responds, and feels alive. And you are going to be getting the 3 different subclasses of the 350, which is brilliant. So the /1, the /2, and the /3, as they sort of were in 2019. Now, they're not officially branded. We still don't have LNWR. You can sort of see it as an unbranded livery. And you've also got a sort of an ex-London Midland livery as well, which is the lighter sort of green. So for that route, you're going to layers, Class 390, 220 Voyager, Turbo Star, 150 and 153, and 323. Cool. I almost hope that Alan Thomson Sim extend their Manchester route down to Crewe, because I think that probably was the original scope of the Manchester Airport commuter route. Because then we could then do a full run from Birmingham up to Manchester. And I suppose you can. Well, you will be able to go up to Liverpool technically. Yeah. Well, you can. You'll be able to drive Birmingham to Liverpool Lime Street, but across Spirit of Steam, the 1950 steam route. Birmingham New Street becomes a hub of movement with over 100 movements per hour during peak periods. The combination of all of those trains and the additional 350 units makes for a busy and reactive experience at one of Britain's most complex stations. Up at Crewe, the action continues with Northern 323s arriving from Manchester, Transport for Wales services both regularly passing through and terminating, and East Midlands Railway's 158 AI services running to and from Derby. So you've got freight as well, so Basford Hall Yard and its sorting sidings come to life with a Class 66 operated intermodal trains, plus HKA and FKA wagons, layers if you own compatible content. The yards and holding roads around Crewe are used for ETS and charter stock, with plenty of hidden movement across sidings and depots. Cool, and there will be rail tours for it as well. Brilliant, well I look forward to that. And again, it's not going to be on PS4 or Xbox One, this route, which I think is understandable because it looks pretty busy. And, well, that's PS4 and Xbox One. Lovely, so we got the preview for that in about 5 days' time. So that's going to be happening fairly quickly. And then we got the Class 805, also from All Aboard Studios. So All Aboard for a new chapter in the West Coast mainline operations. The BR Class 805 is now making its mark in Train Sim World, bringing with it a new level of realism, control and immersion for intercity travel between Euston and Milton Keynes. This 5-car bi-mode unit is built for flexibility with seamless transitions between electric and diesel traction as you drive. You'll be managing power modes in real time, switching from electric on the fast lines south of Watford to diesel when operating off the wires. Acceleration is crisp under electric traction and steady under diesel power, giving each mode a distinct feel and driving style. Inside the cab, the layout has been amended to match Avanti West Coast spec. Whilst familiar to players of the AT300 family, the 805 cab presents its own identity with subtle layout changes, new labels and modernised signage. These tweaks, along with updated lighting and cabin tone, reflect the real-world environment and help deliver a more immersive feel at the controls. Walk into the passenger saloon and you'll see the difference immediately. All seating, carpets, tables and branding have been updated to match Avanti's real-life interior styling. The dynamic LCD style passenger information screens, adding life and relevance to each journey, and a brand new high detail kitchen model. Nice. If they have got a high detail kitchen, will they have a high detail toilet? We'll see. Audio has been comprehensively reworked, including completely refreshing traction motor sounds, tuned diesel engine audio and separated mixes for the cab, passenger area and exterior, and inside the cab binaural audio makes the driving experience more natural and reactive to your surroundings. The 805 also benefits from the latest features in Train Sim World, including improved suspension physics, new passenger ambience, service-linked announcements, and the potential for unexpected train faults, adding a new depth and challenge. All of this will also have a new timetable for the West Coast Mainline South, being the 2025 working timetable. 27 playable services based on real-world of anti-West Coast diagrams, along with 5 detailed and varied scenarios that take you from cold starts to stormy express runs and everything in between. Now you may be thinking, only 27 playable services? But then these trains are still in real life, sort of still being introduced, but I don't think they're all fully sort of built yet. So I suppose there isn't, loads of them yet. So that's going to be cool. Nice. Then you got the Santa Fe gameplay pack. I feel like we've heard about this for years. Is it going to release eventually? Bring in 1990s railroading to the Cajon Pass route. Keep the Santa Fe gameplay pack on your radar. I have for the last year or so, as we get closer to release. I thought we were close to release in May. This pack promises a robust and authentic operating experience. More than 250 timetable services and 5 scenarios will feature mainline intermodal and freight trains, switching and locals. The services are closely based on the actual Santa Fe freight schedules of the era. Additionally, Union Pacific freight action on Cajon Pass will be represented in an extra layer using UP equipment from the Sherman Hill route add-on. Yeah, we've heard about that for a long time, so I don't know. I suppose it will come out at some point. And this one is rather exciting. Announcing the Class 171 and 377/3 pack from Rivet Games. Cool, so these accompany a new timetable for East Coastway using the December 2017 to May 2018 working timetable. Adds Gatwick Express and Thameslink AI to Brighton, as well as London to Eastbourne Southern services, which were missing from the original timetable. And I'm pretty certain the person who's developing this is Rivet Games Tyler, who did the timetable mod for East Coastway, for TSW, PC TSW, that free mod timetable. I'll leave a link below if I remember, so you can sort of see what the timetable is going to be like. And yeah, there's the 171. So you've got the 2 subclasses, one's 4 coach, one's 2 coach. In real life, they're all now just 3 coaches. But this is backdated. The 171 is a variant of the 170 operated by Southern. The primary difference is a fitting of a Delner coupler rather than the usual BSI coupler for emergency coupling to Southern's electric fleet. Southern has shuffled around their 171s a bit, but since our timetable was set in 2017 to 2018, we are including the 2-car 171/7 and the 4-car 171/8. The train has audio improvements which will be backported to the Cross City and 5-circle 170s. Looking rather nice. Although there is one notable thing, and that is the lighting. East Coastway is untouched, so it'll be a bit like the DBBR 218, where that came out, but Hamburg-Lübeck still looks old. So yeah, fortunately East Coastway is untouched. The 377/3 units were originally built by built as 375/3s for Connex Southeastern, but 28 of them were transferred to Southern. The designation was changed when they were transferred to reflect the fitting of DOO equipment, and they're changed to Delner couplers. The DOO equipment is the cameras, which 375s don't have, and the coupler there as well. It's going to be cool. The main difference between the /3 and the 37s already in TSW are the older headlight clusters, the interior, which is 2+2 seating throughout with only first class on one end of the train, and a number of cars is 3 instead of 4. This change in formation also has a knock-on effect of performance, feeling a little different with one less motor coach than before. There we go. You can see the little sort of the separate tail lights on there as well. I'll very much be commenting on this. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the interior is like, because the 377/3, I mean, it's very different. At least certain things. The Pitossal toilet door, which is the accessible toilet door, is like a chunky. It's very different to the usual 377s. And what's the other thing? Well, there's a few different things. One of the guards panels are completely different to the usual 377s, and also the emergency equipment cupboard is also completely different as well. So I certainly will be digging into it if it's wrong. There's the cab there as well. Now these have been upgraded in real life, so you've got the Twisley DRA, but as this is 2017, well, we won't have that. But yeah, from that so far, that looks rather nice. I'm trying to picture of a cab of one of them in real life, but yeah, I think that's pretty good. In this timetable, these will mostly operate Seaford services, in addition to a few roaming sets working with the existing 377/4s. That will be cool, and if you own the 313, they will just randomly substitute into that. More details coming soon for that. Nice. River Games are also investigating any further changes to the East Coastway route, but hopefully they can just upgrade it. That would be cool. Right, and then you've got the Czech Republic route. So let's see, Vector Simulations who's making it. So as we are getting closer to release, we would like to present you some new and interesting features we have included in our route Liberec to Stara Parka. Group signals. Still many older stations in the Czech Republic have group signals. This means that one signal controls multiple tracks. Okay. If the train is departing from this signal, then the dispatcher needs to call that train, and that this train can depart to avoid any confusion. Just to be confusing. So when you'll be driving from Turnoff to Ricknoff and all those places, the dispatcher will call you on your locomotive radio first. Those signals have this diagonal black and white sign, so you'll definitely be sure if you should expect to call it or not. And then banking with the 750. We have included some scenarios where you will need banking engines at the end of your train. Our new banking system includes simulated driving in the banking locomotives, so you won't be controlling those directly. Instead, you will be using audible signals with the locomotive horn or whistle to tell banking drivers if you need to be pushed. Wow. So a bit like on Peak Forest with the Stania 4, was it? No, the Fowler 4F? Or it's just one of those where it's, you have to blow the whistle for it to start going. Is that some sort of CIS board there? Looks like it. There's the goggles. It's a funny looking loco, but there it is. Safety systems. Our locomotives come with LVZ and LS90 safety systems. Both of those look similar and in theory are, as LS90 is a newer version of LVZ. As this route in reality doesn't use any code transmission systems, you will mostly only use vigilance features of those. But we have also implemented outside forces which can interfere with older LVZ even if there isn't any code transmitted. That's pretty cool. It's almost like a random fault. That's cool. Look at the room. Look at that down there. Look at the scenery down the valley there. Proper vegetated up. Will be cool to see. So demanding scenarios. This route will come with 7 scenarios, varying from easy to really demanding. You will need to operate radios, couple trains together at Liberec Yard, encounter multiple signalling and level crossing failures, and even drive a diverted container train. You can find some historic and technical landmarks placed around the route. Have you seen Gisted TV Tower? Or have you ever wanted to visit the castle here? Additionally, with this release, you'll be able to dive into multiple liveries for both the 750 and 843, as shown below. And that's always nice to see. Has proper flavour to it. You've got almost like Soviet era livery there, with the little sort of Soviet star on it. Okay, and there's the other train, which is sort of a funny looking one, isn't it? Nice. Right, and then we have got a short update from Virtua VF 360, who's working on Lisbon to Setúbal. So, thanks everyone for the great feedback and the warm reception of the news on our add-on. The team have been working really quite hard on adding all the little pieces that make Portugal a country unique for you to discover on Train Sim World. We can't wait to share even more about the project, but for now here is a new screenshot from us as we progress. There you go. Obviously very probably early work in progress. Lovely, so that's it, and then you got the Tadami line. As we continue our journey across the world, we find ourselves in the familiar and welcoming grace of Union Workshop, bringing in the beautiful Tadami line to Train Sim Mod 6, and introducing Japan as a brand new country to explore. Got CIS boards there by the looks of things. Nice. We've been following their team for quite some time now. I mean, it has been quite a while. A few screenshots there. So the Kiha 40 series diesel cars were designed in '77 to replace the ageing vehicles on suburban and rural services. A total of 888 vehicles were built from 1977 to 1982 from the northernmost Hokkaido to the southernmost Kyushu. They have been widely operated all around Japan. It's powered by an inline 6-cylinder diesel engine outputting 220 horsepower. The power performance is far from powerful, making it quite challenging to drive on the slopes. And since the 90s, they've been gradually replaced. What's that sign there? Lovely. Let's go to Huko. Lovely. And then this is a biggie for UK freight fans. The Class 90 is coming from Alan Thomson Simulation. That looks like quite an early work in progress shot. I mean, like, because it's all sort of blurry still, and yeah, sort of a bit low res, so probably quite early in the works. So heads up if you've been looking for a new UK freight. Our friends at ATS have been working on a varied solution with the Class 90 add-on. So we are pleased to announce the arrival of the 90 for Train Sim Mod 6. This mixed traffic loco has been a staple of the UK rail network for over 30 years. Nice. Whether hauling passenger trains at 110 miles an hour or container freight at 75 miles an hour, the 90 is equally at home. Powered by a Forista control, it was modernised successor to the 87, offering improved solid-state traction and reliability. Drivers often praise the 90 for its comfortable ergonomic cab and helpful driver aids like Speed Set, which maintains a set speed and reduces workload, especially on long runs. The first Class 90 DLC will highlight its freight capabilities, ensuring you can run to time up and down the West Coast Main Line South without interfering with high priority traffic. This first Class 90 DLC, not just the Class 90 DLC, this first Class 90 DLC. Interesting wording there. I wonder if this would. I wonder if ATS, because I wonder if ATS would then potentially do the 91 with the DVT for the East Coast Main Line. That would be cool. I mean, this is already really cool, but yeah, if they can make a 91. Which it has sort of a similar cab to it, etc. That would be cool. Very nice. There's another shot there as well. So it does look quite low res on the outside, so I imagine it's quite early in the works. Lovely. Right, TSG, you've got the Expert 145. Are you looking for the ultimate simulation experience with the highest level of detail what TSW can offer? If yes, then get ready for the second ever Expert Loco add-on coming from the TSG team. The Expert DBBR 145 offering a wealth of new features and simulations, and following the success of the first Expert Loco release, which was the 101. We revealed the first bits of information about the release with the Expert 145 and its DB and RBH livery, all new Expert level features, and the new T3000E container wagons. It's a funny looking train though, isn't it? Well, not funny looking, but it looks very similar to the 185. Well, it's not. It's very much not the 185, but very sort of similar. Is it? I can't remember if it said it was part of the Trax family, but it looks very similar. But nonetheless, look forward to that. It's TSG. TSG are cool. Then you've got the DBBR 420 as another loco. It's a unit we've been talking about for some time. The 420 is finally shaping up and getting closer to its release. Back in August, we shared the first work in progress screenshots, and TSG also confirmed some extra information you can expect from this unit add-on. So you got like the old livery on there as well. It will now contain 5 versions of the train, of course the well-known 8th Series Munich variant and the 6th Series Frankfurt version with pocket doors and older cab. We added an orange-grey livery with a changed cab and different interiors to the pack. This variant also split into 3 separate trains with some differences. One Frankfurt version for AI use on the 1984 Linke Rheinstrecke timetable, released with the BR E94 Rail Tour pack. That's cool. Currently their team are working on additional gameplay, including a timetable for Munich-Augsburg, replacing some of the 423s with 420s. And this will also be on Stuttgart to Helblon as well. Wow, okay. And you got Crewe to Preston from Just Trains, another part of the West Coast Main Line. So we're going to be able to drive all of the way from, Carlisle all the way down to Birmingham, which is going to be cool. Our next development update focuses on the 2 biggest stations on the West Coast Main Line between Crewe and Preston, namely Warrington Bank Quay and Wigan North Western. Warrington Bank Quay is located 24 miles north of Crewe, and it is a stop for many cross-country and West Coast Main Line services, whilst inter-regional passenger trains from locations such as Scarborough also stop here, with some of these featuring a loco haulage back in 1986. There it is. There's a couple of island platforms. One of the most common types of freight train on the merry-go-round coal workings, with trains featuring up to 45 HAA hopper wagons shuffling constantly between the pit and power station. These trains will not only be seen in the platforms at Bank Quay, but also utilising the line to Fiddler's Ferry power station, which passes directly below the station itself. Outside of coal trains, a wide variety of other freight is also seen at Warrington, including container trains which can pass through at high speed. Indeed, some loco changes also take place here, chiefly on steel trains, adding once again to the interest in the station. The station area is dominated and overlooked by the soap factory, which have recreated in full detail within the route. Sadly, however, we have not been able to include the accompanying aroma that many will associate a day with spent at the north end of Warrington Bank Quay. It'll be quite a nice clean smell. Wigan North Western is the next station north of Warrington, located 11 miles down the line and 15 miles south of Preston. Again, this station is served by most of the express passenger services, though it is still possible to see these passing through at high speed, an exhilarating experience of the curves at both ends of the station. Aside from expresses, Wigan North Western is also served by local services and to and from Liverpool via St Helens, with 2 of these continuing north to Blackpool, meaning an extended run along the West Coast Main Line with a DMU is feasible in this route. Once again, a good amount of freight passes North Western Station, with the notable inclusion being 4 Sierra 57 Freightliner, which changes from 47/3 to electric traction here. Wow. And more detail of that coming soon. And then something else from Just Trains, you've got the Transport for Wales, Arriva, Wannabe, Pacer. So for this month's roadmap, Just Trains team have provided a time lapse of all of the goings on at Cardiff Central on Cardiff City network, with the new timetable included within the TFW Class 142 Pacer add-on. So credit to Dovetail Games and Just Trains for the video. Let's have a little look. We won't have a look at it all, but we've got 166 in there, 150s, all of the usual trains. Oh, and the 802 as well. That's in there as well. That's a really busy Cardiff. Just got to hope the FPS is okay. You've got like a blue 150 there as well. It certainly seems busy, doesn't it? And I see the cucumber in there as well. Brilliant. Right, so let's have a look. So the timetable included is set in 2019, where the service pattern on the Valley lines was quite different compared to how it is now. Instead of trains going from Corriton to Penarth, the trains from Corriton instead went to Radda, a journey much quicker by foot as it's a U-shape, and the Penarth trains instead go to Bargoed and Rimney instead of us. That is quite different. Yeah. Oh, that is a funny service. Corriton to Radda. I mean, that will certainly make the route feel a bit different. You'll have a good amount to look at for including the 802s, 150s, 165s, HST Castle sets, 170s, and the once a day Voyager for cross country. For the longer distance TFW services, you'll have 150s in the X Avanti Trains Wells, guys. Look at that. The Class 142s run most of the Valley Line diagrams, but in 2019, TFW had a couple of Class 37 diagrams, with Mark IIFs running services up to Rimney, which will be able to drive up to Heath High Level. Wow. Yeah, look at that rudder, and there's the one to Corriton. So yeah, they must go via Ninian Park. Yeah, that would be a funny service to do, but also a nice sort of different service to do. Sort of completely change the dynamic of the route. You'll also be able to drive most of these diagrams, the 150s and 153s, both of which are in the X Avanti Trains wow, Avanti Trains Wells, what is that? Arriva Trains Wells liveries. But I assume, yeah, they would be unbranded. Cool, the 153 comes in both original and revised X ATW liveries. That's yeah, very cool. Yeah, very nice. You can see the different liveries on there. Yeah, wow. And they got the HST Farewell Tour from Dovetail Games Liam, or Grump Dog Games. So let's welcome in Liam, the lead developer of Grump Dog Games, infamous for his work on the West Somerset Railway remaster and the upcoming GWE remaster. He's now got his sights on a new add-on, which we announced back in August, acting as a tribute to the HST's final years in service with GWR, as well as a celebration of 200 years of modern railways. I'd assume that is Great Western remastered. Oh no, that's Cardiff. No, that's Cardiff, that one. With the, you just about see it, the white dragon there on the power car. The Farewell Tour, the HT Farewell Pack celebrates 200 years, focusing on one of the most recognisable trains in the UK in their final days of mainline service. I think they're getting retired in December. Included are 7 iconic HST power car designs, along with two Mark 1 HST barrier coaches. So you've got the power car 43002 Sir Kenneth Grange, 43093 Old Oak Common, 43185 Great Western, 45187 and 188 Welshman, 43188 Welshman. Oh, hang on, that one's different. So one's got a white dragon vinyl and one's got a yellow dragon vinyl. So the one we can see there is probably 187, which we can see there. I've already got that, and GWR green unbranded. Nice, look at that. That's Great Western. That's on the viaduct between, was it Maidenhead and Taplow? Ooh, look at that. Cool. You see the old classification there for the HSTs as well, Class 253s, as they were originally considered as multiple units. Hence the reason why they had, 253. And then obviously they got classified to locos with the Class 43. The included scenarios take place on both Great Western Express and the new Riviera line, each based on real events relating to the power cars, from the first passenger run of 43002 in BR Blue to the unveiling of 43093 at Old Oak Common Depot Open Day, and of course the final HST runs out of Paddington. It was important for me for these scenarios, that they are as authentic as possible, even on the smaller details, such as creating dynamic weather patterns based on real world weather of the day, and what the scenario is based on. Awesome, Hayes and Harnington there, look at that, the Welshman. On the timetable side of things, the power cars sub into all existing GWR HST services across TSW, both for the player and AI. Some extra unique services are also found on the Great Western Express Remaster and Riviera line that make use of the power cars and the Mark 1 HST barrier coaches, giving players the opportunity to drive empty stock moves using the new stock. Ooh, I see first Great Western there as well. Nice. Oh, it looks marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. And there's Reading at the other end of the Voyager. The 158 is there. Wow, superb. Awesome. Right. And that's basically it. So we got the recent 20.6 patches. So this patch was released on September the 30th. sort of the usual things. Upcoming updates, added in-game guidance when train faults occur, PZB, AWS, German, UK temporary speed restrictions. Basically, yeah, all the things which are wrong they're going to be fixing. Yeah, that's it. Oh, hang on, what's this? Epic Games compatible content. So let's see. From 2006 launch, Epic Games Store has only supported a curated selection of the most played compatible content available to play. We know this has been frustrated, and we've heard the feedback from our communities. We've since confirmed all of the compatible content available on our other platforms will be arriving to Train Sim World 6, and this will happen in multiple phases. So yeah, Epic Games as well. I suppose they've had a bit of an issue trying to get all of the old DLC onto Train Sim World 6. So you can see Phase 2, 17 more add-ons coming on October the 14th, so in about 5 days' time. And there's the rest of them on there. Cool. Unbranded Cow Train returning to Train Sim World 6. So on October the 16th this year, we'll be releasing unbranded versions of the following add-ons. So all of the Cow Train stuff, San Francisco to San Jose, the MP36 and the MP15 diesel switcher. Cool. Well, I'll leave the article if you want to go through all of it, as there is a massive blog for API support, which is all about development and basically a custom development. But that's not really what we're going to get. We're not going to look at that. 2026 is on GeForce Now as well now. Oh yeah, and a brand new game announcement coming next week. I wonder what that will be. Cool, well that is going to be it for the October roadmap. That certainly was a long one. Let's go back to the overview screen. There was a lot on that. But yeah, I hope everyone's enjoyed it. Links usual places, Discord, PayPal, merch store, as well as to the article if you want to check it out yourself. What did you think? Do comment below. And yeah, I hope we'll see you in the next one. See you all. Take care. Bye guys.